Oh, the AC did just kick in. It's 95 degrees outside, so I'm not turning it off. But hello, welcome back. I, this week, decided that I want to do a mood reading vlog. I feel like there are a lot of books on my August TBR that I still need to get to, but they don't really fit into any specific video ideas that I have. So a mood reading vlog felt perfect, but just know that I have my August TBR in mind, if that makes sense. Also, don't mind the books and the bookshelf. I'm midway through another video that I'm doing where I'm putting together my boho home office library. So if that hasn't come out already, get hype, because I'm really excited for that video to come together. Still have a lot more building to do, but I'm taking a break. Today is Sunday and I have a call with one of my close friends from college in 30 minutes. But did I say what book I'm reading already? Oh my God, I don't think that I did. I have a call with this friend in 30 minutes, but I wanted to jump into my current read. I started Hopeless by Elsie Silver last night, and I'm buddy reading this book with my sister. It is the 5th and final book in the Chestnut Spring series, which is a cowboy romance series, and in Texas, that just hits hard, okay? I really want to get outside, get some sunshine, stay in the shade, get 30 minutes of reading in, and then call my bestie and probably get back to this project, but I need a break. So that's what we're gonna go do right now. Hello, my beautiful internet besties. It is, I think, the next day now. Next day, 2 days later, one of the two, I don't really know. And I wanted to update the mood reading vlog because I've made some good progress in Hopeless by Elsie Silver. Guys, I feel like I've heard very mixed reviews about this book. I have generally really enjoyed the Chestnut Spring series. It is a cowboy romance series that has lots of tension, lots of cowboy aesthetic things. They're generally on the spicier side. Like, there's a whole bunch of fun things going on in these books. And so far, my favorite in the series have been book 2 and book 4. So that would be Cade and Willa's book and Winter and Theo's book. Guys, those books absolutely slapped. And I feel like, again, I've heard some very mixed things about this one, so I wasn't really sure how I was gonna feel going into it. Let me see what percent. While my Kindle's loading, I am actually doing a buddy read of this book with my sister. We're both on book 5 and we were like, we should finish this out together. So as soon as I hit 50%, I have to stop reading because we need to debrief and talk about how we feel about it before like accidentally finishing the book before the other person does. So right now I am at 35% and I'm liking it, but it's definitely not topping my favorite books in the series so far. This is about Bo and what's our main girl's name? Bailey. It's about Bo and Bailey. Real quick skip, like just a few seconds ahead to this if you don't want to hear the tropes in this book. This has age gap trope in it. There's a pretty substantial age gap between Bo and Bailey, and then there is also a fake fiance, fake engagement trope in this book, which I've never actually read before. Like, this is a first time for me. I don't know, like, it doesn't feel realistic, but honestly, I have felt that way about most of Elsie Silver's books so far, which is, I think, part of why this series is like in the 4-star series realm for me. But yeah, I'm definitely liking it. It's quick, it's fast-paced. There's definitely a lot of tension, like you can feel it coming off the pages, which I really enjoy. But again, it's very much just like an enjoyable, chill romance so far. Nothing revolutionary, but I'm having a good time. And so before guys, I literally might go to the pool again today. Like, it's just so hot here. I don't know what else to do. So yeah, I'm gonna go back. Well, maybe not. I'm gonna continue to read this book and I will update you all when I have further opinions. And I'm already starting to think about what book I should read next, because right now I don't know, but we'll pick that next because this is a mood reading vlog. If I look familiar to you all, it is likely because I just finished filming my fiction book recommendation video. So yes, you have seen this before, probably, don't mind that. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update on Hopeless by Elsie Silver. I got to the 50% mark last night and I have to stop reading because, like I mentioned, I think before, my sister and I are book club in this book, so we agreed that we'd both stop at 50% to like share thoughts, opinions, and predictions kind of thing. So I can't continue with that book. So I thought I'd give you a little bit of an opinion update and then pick my next read until I can go back to that one because Lily caught up, if that makes sense. I am really enjoying this book so far. It's still not one of my favorites in the Chestnut Spring series, but I am enjoying it. I like how Bailey is a very unique character from the rest of the characters that we've experienced in the Chestnut Spring series. She's very young and curious and not afraid to say what she's thinking. And it's also clear that she's not afraid of hard work. And I also really like Beau. I like that he has some deeper like inner turmoil going on and we're chipping away at it bit by bit. Trying to think of what I'm not loving about this story. It's not like anything huge is jumping out to me, but it's not, again, like my favorite book I've ever read. These books are really, really spicy, which again, isn't like good or bad, just something to keep in mind. At least for me, I don't particularly mind if there's a lot or a little. It kind of just depends on the book. Yeah, I think it's good. I think the plot is also really strong in this story. I feel like in some of the other books in the Chestnut Spring series, we kind of lose the plot and that bothers me, and there's still a plot. So yay, Elsie Silver, good work, queen. Now I want to figure out what book I should read next. And I'm deciding between two main options. The two books that I'm considering reading, they are both on my August TBR. They got picked in my August TBR reel video. Those books being Act Your Age, Eve Brown, and A Novel Love Story by Ashley Poston. Now I'm gonna be so real with you guys. The book that I really want to pick up is A Novel Love Story by Ashley Poston. However, I did just finish The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston and am giving it like 10 stars. I not only loved that book, it was perfect, but also like it is shot itself into the top books I've ever read. And so I'm nervous, just a teeny bit nervous to start this book and compare it too closely with The 7-Year Slip. Like I feel like some of those 5-star feelings that I'm still having, like that book hangover, needs to really magically heal itself before I jump into this. No matter what, I'll be comparing the two whether I want to or not. So I want to read this, but I feel like it's not the smart decision. I think that means that I should read this. The only other book that I have left on my August TBR is Iron Flame, and I am halfway through that, but I am not liking it at all. Like I picked it back up. I'm so annoyed. Like I'm gonna really try not to DNF it, but yeah, that is not the book that I wanna read for this video. So I guess that means we're reading Act Your Age, Eve Brown. So yeah, I think I'm gonna jump back into this. Sorry that I'm reading two books at once in this video. That really was not my intention, but just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. So yeah, I'm gonna jump into this, and then next time I see you, I'll either update you on Hopeless or this or both. I don't know, didn't think that far ahead, but I'll talk to you then. Hi besties, happy Monday. I think the last time that I recorded for this video, it was before the weekend started, probably Thursday or Friday, and I was hosting people at my apartment this weekend, so I didn't have a ton of time to read, but in the mornings and in the evenings, I did make some progress, and then I've been doing a little bit of reading this afternoon. And so now I am 86% of the way through Hopeless, and I'm still enjoying this book. I feel like my thoughts have remained the same. I do feel like this book, of the books in the Chestnut Springs series, has held on to a plot pretty strongly, which I do really appreciate. I like Bo, I like Bailey. I feel like my issue with this book, and I was talking about this with my sister, yes, she did catch up and we did keep going. I feel like the two of us kind of mutually agreed that these books in the Chestnut Springs series all do feel pretty similar to each other, and it feels like they follow a similar recipe to get to the end of our story. I'm not going to say exactly what that recipe is, because I do feel like that could ruin these books for some of you, because you might be looking for it. But I do feel like they follow a lot of similar plots, and we see a lot of the same tropes throughout each of these books. And so yeah, this one just feels similar to the rest of the series, which in some ways is very comforting, and I really do like that. But in other ways, it doesn't feel like anything new, anything fresh, anything exciting. And so I'm enjoying this book, but I feel like at its core, it's not a standout. I feel like this will probably rank somewhere in the middle, maybe exactly in the middle actually, of my official ranking of the Chestnut Springs series books. When I finish this, I think I'll do, if I remember, please Olivia, remember, I'm gonna try to do a ranking for all 5 books in the Chestnut Springs series. Yeah, but I'm enjoying this. I think I'm gonna try to finish it today or tomorrow. And then before I let you guys go, I have one other book update, because in the time that I was waiting for my sister to get to our agreed upon point in this book, I did start Act Your Age, Eve Brown. I took this book to the pool, did some reading, and unfortunately, I'm feeling pretty similarly to the way I felt about Get a Life, Chloe Brown, if not worse. I, for some reason, am really not connecting to this story. And I don't know if it's the writing, if it's the characters, if it's the plot. And I can tell that Talia Hibbert is leaving a lot of room for our main character to grow. And I think because of that, she's a little less likable in the beginning of this story. And so I don't know if I need to just push through, or if this series is just a series that I'm not going to connect with. I desperately want to love these books. I just haven't had that experience so far. I'm not gonna stop reading this yet. I'm probably gonna try to push through to the 100-page mark. And if I still am not liking this book and am on the side of dislike, I'm probably going to DNF it, but we will see. Those are all my updates on my current read and I guess my other current read. I'm gonna get back to reading and I will see you guys a little bit later. It is the same day and I did just finish Hopeless by Elsie Silver. Was not planning on, well, I guess I was hoping to finish it, but I didn't have high expectations for myself, but I did it. I sat myself down on the couch and I got through this book, and again, I liked it. I felt like it wasn't anything new, but I really enjoyed the reading experience. I feel like sometimes you just need a fun little romance book to break up, I don't know, some more intense, heavier reading. And yeah, that was a lot of fun. I don't feel like I have too much to add. I think my final rating for this book is going to be a 3.75. And I know that I said earlier I wanted to do my official Chestnut Springs rankings. So here are my personal rankings of the Chestnut Springs books in order. I can't remember all the book names. I get really confused between the names and the characters. So I'm gonna go in order based on the couple, and I'll put pictures of the books on the screen. 5th, I think I would have to do Rhett and Summer That was my least favorite book in the series. And then number 4 would be Jasper and Sloane's book. Number 3 would be Bailey and Beau's book. I did enjoy this book. Number 2 would be Cade and Willa. I loved Cade and Willa. And then number 1 has got to be Theo and Winter. I loved that book so much. That was definitely my favorite in the series, but Cade and Willa are not close behind. So that's my official Chestnut Springs ranking. I'm gonna go get some stuff done, and then I'll update you guys when I've picked up my next read. Hello, my sweet, beautiful besties. It has been, honestly, full transparency, quite a while since I filmed for this video. I don't know, I started doing this mood reading vlog and I was not feeling very successful in a lot of my reads. Like all the books that I've been reading kind of recently, like within the last week, 2 weeks, I've liked, but I haven't loved them. And so I think the last time that I talked to you guys, I was reading Act Your Age, Eve Brown. And not long after I updated you guys, I decided to DNF this book. I'm just not in a place in my life right now where I want to waste time on books that I don't love. I think this book was challenging for me because I really did not like either of our main characters. I did not like Eve very much. She lacked a lot of self-awareness, I don't know, I just didn't like a lot of her qualities. I'm so sorry for people who do love this book. And then our male love interest also, like, I am just not the biggest fan of grumpy guys when you can't immediately see like the kind, tender-hearted, gooey stuff underneath. It takes a very particular grumpy man to get me. I'm not saying they don't exist, they absolutely do, but I just wasn't connecting with this book, and so I DNF'd it. And then I was frustrated. I was like, okay, I liked the Chestnut Springs book. It was fine. It wasn't like revolutionary. I read this and I was like, it was fine, but actually it was bad. And then I was like, what should I read? I didn't want to film. I didn't want to talk about it. I just wanted to pick a book and go from there. And so I went back to my roots and I decided to pick up a novel love story by Ashley Poston. I know earlier, I think I was saying that I didn't want to read this too soon after the 7-Year Slip, but I've decided now I don't care. And I picked this up, and again, just for the last 2 days, I did not feel like picking up my camera. I just wanted to find a book and read. I have definitely heard mixed reviews about this book, and what's interesting is I have not seen people feel average about it. Like, some people really were disappointed by this, and other people loved it so much it was like a 5-6 star read. And honestly, right now, I am pretty close to the end. I'm on page 264. And there's like 350 pages in this book. And it just feels so good to be back with Ashley Poston's writing. I don't think I'm liking this as much as her other 2 books that I've read by her. With that said though, I'm still really, really enjoying it. And I don't know what it is about this woman, but even if I'm not like obsessed or the book isn't gonna be 5 stars, I literally cannot function. I can't do other things without thinking about this book. And it's just so cute, you guys. I am really, really enjoying this story. Right now, I think it's sitting around a 4 star. There are points when it's a little bit slower and I'm not fully connecting with the romance, but that said, I'm still loving it, eating it up. And yeah, I think those are my updates. So sorry that I didn't update the video. I will update you all when I finish, when I finish a novel love story. Hello, my sweet, beautiful besties. Literally, I think 5 minutes ago, if that, I finished a novel love story by Ashley Poston. And I have a lot of feelings, and I feel like usually I wait a little while to let my brain process, get it out, you know, think about how I really feel before talking to a camera. But I feel like I know exactly how I feel. So I wanted to talk to you guys because I need to talk to somebody about this book ASAP. I'm not sure if I ever explicitly mentioned what this book is about, but essentially we're following our main character. Her name is Elsie, and after a series of somewhat unfortunate events, her car breaks down and she winds up stuck in this cute, sweet, adorable little town, and that town, she realizes, is her favorite romance book. This book felt like a celebration of reading. I feel like that's the best way to say it. Everything that you feel as a reader, what it's like to have characters that you love, a world that you love, a safe place that you wish you could go and spend the day. Like, this book captured it so well on so many fronts. I do feel like a little bit the romance in this book fell flat for me. I don't necessarily think of Ashley Poston as a romance first romance author, if that makes sense. In every book that I've read by her, she does a really good job thoroughly exploring her characters and their backstory, the character relationships. There's a lot of attention on the plot. And of course, there is the romance that I felt like it was really, really slow to get there. So then when the romance did start happening, I wasn't feeling the chemistry as much as I have in some of her other books and just other authors' romance books in general. And I think because of that, I lacked then this emotional connection and this investment in the romance. I don't know why the camera is getting dark. Would this fix it? Okay, we're gonna move over here. There were also a few things about the ending that not frustrated me. It's hard. I really enjoyed this book, so I don't want it to come across like I didn't like this book. I really did. I'm giving this a full 4 stars. Like, it was very, very good. At the end, there were just a few things that I felt like were left unresolved for too long and then wrapped up very quickly. Again, I can't really get into details because I don't want to spoil anything for anybody. Also, the cicadas are going wild. They are going crazy outside. One more thing I think to say about this book, and then I'm going to shut up, is because we are falling into Elsie's favorite romance book, she knows so much about the characters and their stories and stuff like that, that we give so much time and attention to this world that our main character already loves, that it kind of felt like I was the reader. I was trying to catch up to her or trying to understand what she felt, but there was like, I wasn't there with her fully. Like, I couldn't feel these things because she had this history of being in love with this world and these characters. And so there were kind of a lot of people in this town that I was having a hard time fully separating and distinguishing in my mind because there were so many of them, and Elsie already loved them so much. But I was like, why am I not catching on to who's who, and why aren't I feeling all that love and joy over this story that Elsie loves so much? I've been sitting here and talking for way too long, but I think that is going to be all from me for this week's video. We successfully completed, I think, 2 books and had 1 DNF. Yes, in this video we started with Hopeless by Elsie Silver, which I gave a 3.75. Then I had a DNF with Actor Age Eve Brown, and finally we concluded the mood reading vlog with A Novel Love Story by Ashley Poston. All romance. And I'm not complaining about it. I feel like that's what we do in the summertime. And now we're approaching fall fun fantasy. And also shout out to some of my beautiful magical subscribers who I love so much. I've been talking for so long, so I'm not gonna like get super into it today. But yes, you guys are wonderful, magical, and I'm so, so grateful for all of you. I hope you guys are having a great day and a great reading month, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!